By far, the biggest misconception is that Ripple somehow controls the ledger. It's like if there was someone who could censor Bitcoin transactions and they ever did, everybody would know about it immediately. Well, XRP was literally worthless at this.
Hey everybody, it's Andre Bagansky from Decrypt coming today with an interview with none other than David Schwartz, CTO at Ripple. How are you doing today, David?
I'm doing great. Nice to see you, Andre.
With tons going on the XRP ledger, there's tons to talk about. So excited to dig into that with you today. You know, one thing that's come up before is RWAs, real world assets and tokenization. It's obviously one of the buzziest sort of topics on Wall Street right now when it comes to the adoption of crypto tech. You know, per data compiled by Token Relations, the total value of RWAs tokenized on XRP Ledger has jumped 2,260% in just 7 months to 118 million from 5 million. I'd love to know, David, what do you think is driving that surge?
Public blockchains are reaching the point where they can meet real institutional needs. The regulatory obstacles are not what they were, what they've been in the past. And I think institutions are ready to take advantage of blockchain. Sometimes it's because they're tremendous visionaries and they're like, this is going to change the world. And other times it's kind of almost annoying that it's like this some stupid little thing that they see as a benefit that I'm like, well, whatever, I'll take any reason for you to build on the technology. One of the big things is auditability. Public blockchains are just really easy to audit. And it turns out that auditability is a huge problem in the enterprise space, particularly with the things like tokenized money market funds, tokenized VC. One of the biggest problems is sort of proof of absence. I can tell an auditor, here are all my books and records, audit them. And the auditor says, looks great, David, you're good. The problem is, how do I prove to the auditor there isn't some record I didn't give them? And there's so much money and complexity in the institutional adoption space around proving absence and auditability. Public blockchains are trivial to audit. Like this huge problem just completely goes away. So the institutions, it's great if they're bought in on this is an amazing technology, it's going to change the world, but they don't have to be bought in on that to adopt it. They can adopt it just because it has tangible benefits that they can see right now. And so we're seeing a huge surge in interest coming from both the technical problems that it solves and their profit margins are razor thin when you tokenize things like money market funds. Your customers are trying to make like 2%. They know what your revenue slice is minuscule. So if you can be just the tiniest bit more efficient, that's a massive competitive advantage. So you don't have to. It's great if you are bought in and like blockchains are going to change the world, but you don't have to be. It solves real problems right now.
You mentioned the regulatory headwinds, or sort of the regulatory tailwinds, I should say, that are sort of pushing the digital asset space forward at this point. When you think about regulatory tailwinds, you can't help but mention the sort of stablecoin boom that we're in the midst of this summer. Last